So over the past weekend, something happened that I was just recently made aware of that I just found so repulsive and disgusting that I just decided that I'm gonna make a video on it. Dallas, drag your kids to Pride event sparks outrage as videos show children handing money to drag queen. June 4th, an event took place in Dallas, Texas called Drag Your Kids to Pride, where pretty much young children as young as the age of 5 years old were invited to a gay bar where they could see half-naked men dressed as women flaunting their bodies, inappropriately dancing, twerking, and having children stuff dollar bills into their underwear. I am not kidding. This is a real thing that happened, which is apparently completely legal. During the event, drag performers danced and walked down the aisle in the center of the room, and children could be seen handing money to drag queens. Children also walked with the dancers down the aisle during the event. Multiple pictures and images were shared on Twitter from the event, and several children could be seen sitting in the middle of the dance floor, and in front of the children stood drag queens with a sign behind them that reads, "It's not gonna lick itself." This could be one of, if not the most disgusting things I have heard about happen in the past maybe 2 years. And I think part of the reason why it's so disgusting is that, A, it's completely legal. Like, this is actually completely legal. I mean, think about that. This is completely legal. You can have kids, 5-year-old children, in a gay bar with signs up that say it's not gonna lick itself. Doesn't that just make you want to, like, maybe change something about the status quo? The saddest part about this, and this actually breaks my heart, is that this sort of stuff sort of gets masqueraded as, like, pro-pride activity. Like, this is good for LGBT rights. No, it is not. It is the exact opposite of that. It makes everything worse for everybody. If your idea of LGBT rights and LGBT activism is getting 5- and 6-year-old children in a bar where you can twerk in front of them and collect money from them, I have some very unfortunate news for you. You are not an activist, you are a pedophile. You are a pedophile. When I heard about this, and when I hear about things like this that happen, I just cannot help but picture the stark contrast between these kids' childhoods and my childhood. I could never in a million years imagine when I was 5 years old, my parents taking me to a shit show like that. I could never imagine that. When I was 6 years old, I was saying, let it rip, and pulling the trigger for a Beyblade, okay? The fact that little kids are getting involved in this, like, disgusting, degenerate activity makes me upset. And it should make you upset, honestly. Especially if you're an LGBT person or an LGBT activist, this should infuriate you, because these sort of events are the types of events that give people the worst possible idea of what your movement is about. Part of the reason why I get so worked up when I talk about this sort of stuff is because children have literally no agency as to what will go on in their life whatsoever. That is all determined by their parents. And it makes me so angry to see these monsters of parents, these horrible parents, making quite possibly the worst decisions for their children. These kids do not know right from wrong. They do not know good from bad. They don't know what's good for them at all. So that's the job of the parents. These are parents who are supposed to have their children's best interest in mind at all time. Explain to me, in what world is bringing your child to an event like this a good decision to make as a parent? Please tell me. And by the way, by the time you'll have an answer for me, I'll be dead. I'll be 6 feet under, rotting away. People lost their marbles when they found out that a 19-year-old Call Me Carson was having, you know, sexual conversations with a 17-year-old on Discord, right? This dude's career was essentially over for a couple of months. Like, he literally could not upload. He had to stay offline and you know, keep a low profile for the next couple of months, because that's how bad it was for a 19-year-old to sext a 17-year-old. But with something like this that is objectively far worse by pretty much every single metric, not only are people staying silent about it on purpose, but some people are defending this. How on earth do you sleep at night? I don't even know what's worse about this. The fact that grown men go to sleep, wake up, put on makeup and high heels, getting ready to pretty much groom a bunch of children, or the parents that are supposed to love and care for these children unconditionally, blindly giving this a thumbs up in the name of LGBT activism. Like, I really do not know which of these groups of people is worse. The event was met with outrage by protesters and support by attendees and promoters who said it was merely a celebration of people being themselves. See, I don't like that. I really don't like the way they worded that, because that sounds like it's just a bunch of people just trying to live their lives in peace, man. We're just trying to do our own thing. You know, we're just being ourselves. But in reality, if being yourself involves you, like, twerking and and getting money stuffed into your underwear by children, don't be yourself. Literally do not be yourself. Like, imagine if that logic was applied to anything else. Excuse me, sir, we just got a report saying that you punched a kid in the face, like, brutally. Do you have anything to say about that? Oh, well, I mean, do you have a problem with that? Because that's just me. I mean, I'm just being myself, honestly. You don't have any issue with me being myself, do you? No, of course not. Be yourself all you want. We just want to know if you punched that kid in the face. I cannot believe that people unironically used, hey man, I'm just being myself, as an excuse to practically groom children. Like, what? I would include some videos of what actually happened at this event so you could, like, just see how bad it is, like what I'm talking about, but I don't want to lose ads. Maybe I already lost ads, who knows, but I don't want to, like, you know, really lose ads. I found this MMA fighter who made some comments about this event that I kind of agree with, and I just wanted to read these to you. There's nothing against the LGBTQ community. It's more about protecting kids. Their minds aren't mature enough for these types of behavior. This is a bit much. Children at a provocative drag show? Can we protect our children more in today's society? Children don't need to be at strip clubs or any provocative show throwing money. SMFH. It's not gonna lick itself sign. Throwing dollars. Twerking and doing splits right in front of kids. Okay, so now is the point in the video where I'm gonna ask the audience, you guys, some questions. Just honest questions, okay? Question number 1. Would you be surprised at all if any of the people that performed at this event turned out to actually completely be attracted to kids? Would you be surprised if that was the case? Would you be surprised if anybody who performed at this event liked kids? Because I'm gonna be honest, seeing what I've seen recently, no, I wouldn't be surprised, actually. Matter of fact, I would honestly consider, like, betting on it. Like, I'd put some money on the fact that at least one of them has something with a very young person, a person probably under the age or around the age of 10. Also, if you're one of these people that's watching this right now and is like, well, this guy's a little bit harsh, he's being a little bit mean, absolutely, 100% I'm being mean. Somebody has to do that. I mean, somebody has to be mean to these type of people. If you show love and show kindness to the wrong type of people, they are going to be getting away with certain things, okay? These are the type of people that take kindness for weakness. People think, oh, it's Pride Month, everyone's loving each other, everyone's gonna accept what I do, well, let me go groom kids, right? And the sad part is 99% of the LGBT community doesn't do this, but the people that do it make it all look bad, right? It's the same thing with cops. One racist cop will do something really bad, and then the whole police force looks really bad, you know? I can acknowledge that a cop will do something bad without hating the police, unlike certain people. The same way I can acknowledge that there are certain subsections of the LGBT community that do some very weird and disgusting things, but I don't hate the LGBT community. Anyways, the second question I wanted to ask you guys is, if you are a parent and one of your friends who is also a parent decides that they're going to take their kids to this event, how would you feel? Would you still be friends with that parent? Would you report that parent to the police? What would you do? I'm curious. Like, I'm actually serious. Like, a longtime friend of yours does this to their children. How do you respond? I'm curious. Let me know down in the comments below. I actually want to know what you guys would react with. But yeah, that wraps it up for today. I know a little bit of a more, you know, heated, controversial video than normal, but don't take any of this the wrong way. I'm coming at this with good intentions, I promise. So click one of the videos on screen not to be transported to a brand new video of mine. Comment down taco if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll try to heart your comment. Big thanks to all my channel members. As always, you guys rock. Follow my social medias. Links are all down below, and I will catch you guys all later. Peace.